was a much more easygoing season for me than the first season. Like, the only episode that really got me grabbing my armrests was the deer fox, and that's because, like, oh man, Twig is so sad, and now Hilda's sad too. I don't like this. This is not what I come to Hilda for.
Were you worried that he wouldn't come back?
I was worried that he would not come back.
I genuinely thought they were going to get rid of him.
Yeah, once he decided to go away and they're like, oh, okay, we're going to be sad together now. It's like, okay, now there's a good chance that he does come back, but, like, they don't have to bring him back. Like, let's see how this plays out.
But also, weren't you feeling so sad and also, like, not angry, it's just like, you're so disappointed in how much of an ass Hilda is. Dude, this poor dog leaving.
She's taking her poor little deer fox for granted. He is such a faithful companion to her, and she will not even allow him to offer her companionship.
And when we see the backstory, it's like, oh my god, he left his family behind to help her.
He gave up everything for her, and this is the fate he ends up with. But thankfully, by the end of the episode, they right that wrong.
You know, I mean, they solve it through tears, but if this was a relationship between two people, kind of like how we had to deal with the friendship with Frida in season 1, there would have needed to be more of an exchange of words, because I feel like Hilda really did sideline and forget about her dog, and her dog is more than just not a person. Like, he is kind of a person, so...
He's smarter than a dog. Literally the cutest creature in this show, and she's like, nah, I'll leave him at home. Are you kidding me?
I know.
Oh. I also like in the show how they have, like, 4 colors, right? You have that same shade of blue, that same shade of yellow, that same shade of reddish orange, and, like, black. Everything else in the show has those, like, that color palette. I don't know, I really like it. I see it a lot in the buildings. Like, if it's gonna be yellow or red or blue, it's gonna be those colors. Like, it adds this really consistent sort of artistic feel to it that I adore.
Well, and then when they build up that consistency, they can rarely deviate from it to really make you feel out of element. That final episode where at first we don't even know where Hilda and her mom are, I was thinking, oh my god, what has happened to them?
I was convinced that they had been shrunk down.
No, you thought they'd been minified. I thought they were just in hell, you know? But then it turns out they were just in a cave system, which makes sense, and now when I rewatch the episode, I can't see those structures as anything but, you know, whatever, stalagmites. But at first, it just feels so alien that it could be anywhere.
It's stalactites on the ceiling, stalagmites on the ground. Are they just called pillars?
Stalagpipes?
Stalagpipes.
There we go. You heard it here first, folks.
No, that's not it.
Right, just use Google autofill after you've typed stalag.
It's stalac with a C.
Freaking geologists.
As the recording grinds to a screeching halt.
GC, we need to spend at least 20 more minutes talking about caving. Please stop trying to bring us back.
No, I have an interesting aside that
about
there was a detail in the troll circle where Hilda was trying to get that elf guy's house back where it belonged, and then she just dropped him in with the lost tribe, and I wondered, did he ever make it back home? And then several episodes later, we see he's living there now. He's just living.
Literally his whole house. She can literally just pick his entire house up and move it to
Hilda has
place.
room in her brain to care about one person at a time. And it was not his turn.
That's right.
Okay, now I do have another Hilda-related question.
That's
a
good.
common joke running through season 1 was David always having a bug on him somewhere. Now, I'm trying to remember.
Went away. What the hell?
I don't remember that ever being referenced or paid off at all in this season. It's just he had a bug problem in season 1, and now he doesn't.
I think there was one instance where he did have a bug-like something in his hair, and I don't remember.
Oh.
I think it happened in this season, though.
I mean, that sounds almost vaguely familiar, but it's also so vague that...
It could have been an elf for all I remember.
You've just inserted that memory into my brain now.
I just...
Yeah, that's if that was the connective tissue of season 1, this one has a lot more connective tissue in actual narrative structure between the safety patrol and our witchcraft journey. So, little callback jokes, I guess.
It was the safety control guy. He was the bug.
Oh, that's
and
true.
And it was in David's
there
hair.
you go.
I swear to God, it was on David's head at some point.
Oh, that's the payoff? Okay.
Again,
fair enough, I guess.
I loved how it's like he literally didn't notice that he was a bug. I'm like, can we leave him like that?
I like that the magic, I mean, of course, we've already seen the worst possible consequence, which is like consuming people's souls, but still, the idea that they could turn somebody into an insect and have no way to reverse it, it's pretty serious. Like, these kids have serious access to magic, and it's not that they just learned their lesson with, raising the dead and, dealing with mice. Like, they still could at any point screw over people's lives forever. And, maybe those people are jerks, but do they deserve to be bugs forever? I don't know, maybe in that one guy's case, maybe
I remember,
he could have stayed a bug a little longer.
I remember reading
he has no secrets. He has no dirty little secrets, so maybe he's just a jerk.
Well, I remember reading, I think it was either on Tumblr or on Twitter, where it was like, did Supernatural not realize that a 12-year-old girl would easily make a pact with Satan just to get different colored eyes? And I feel like that applies a lot in Hilda, where it's like, these young children have absolutely no concept of consequences for their actions, and will absolutely make the dumbest decisions for, like, the lowest payoff possible. It's like, yeah, it's a pact with Satan, how bad can that be?
I don't know how we've gotten this far and not talked about what I think should be one of the headline features of this season, Frida's magical journey of witchdom.
Yeah, where she becomes the main character.
Yeah, I mean, Hilda is sidelined as I just forgot the term.
Familiar?
Yeah, a familiar.
And she's like, I'm
Cut
down.
to Steven, what exactly is a familiar?
Yeah, I mean, that has a lot of promise for future seasons, but how it worked out here was really good, too. I liked how Hilda was shown as, not, pretty short-sighted in solving some things, chopping away at monster vines that are like Hydra and just keep regrowing, and meanwhile, Frida solves things, and then really ingeniously, I thought the falling in the void and the way that she solved it with the vines was... there was just something really conceptually cool about it. I don't know why, like, rewatching it, I did not have the same feelings, but on my first watch, I, was actually concerned for what was happening. How would they get out of this situation? They are falling infinitely. This is, conceptually more terrifying than anything else. Even being threatened with death. The idea that you'll just fall and starve and, be falling and starving and dying is so much worse. And they really came out of it the only way that could have been. But it was also so tense, right? You have the librarian holding back, the monsters, and we just barely get the vines to grow and hold them in place. I don't know. There were several moments like that in this season where my first watch, I felt legitimate tension, which I don't normally feel watching these cartoons.
I just wish we had gotten to understand more of the witches' hierarchy. We have an arch-enchantress, we have the committee of 3, and then we have a librarian.
The guy who played the
harasses
bass.
people.
The guy who played the bass died.
I don't think he's a
in
witch.
the pit. No, he got sucked into the pit and never came back out again.
He got consumed by the monster, the poor guy. Yeah,
he literally never came back.
I think I
and they
blocked
never
that out
mourned
of my
his
brain.
death. They didn't care.
Wait, that's horrible. I mean, again, I just recounted how I felt legitimate terror at seeing them fall, and yet I completely blocked out the moment where someone experiences that fate, and no one bothers.
No,
I'm pretty sure he got eaten.
Back. Yeah, I love the sense of risk and danger in this show is only ever felt by Joanna. And everybody else is like, what do you mean, death? Who gives
the witches who deal with powers beyond any mortal mind's comprehension are like, whatever, we'll figure something out.
It's kind of like the Steven universe where it's like no one cares that aliens literally live on their beach. And
that's because aliens have lived on their beach since before their ancestors made it across the ocean.
Yeah, but it's like Ronaldo's definitely like, we need contact with aliens. Like everybody's like, aliens aren't real. It's like, but
Actually, he doesn't talk about aliens from space. He talks about creatures from alternate dimensions, because aliens from outer space are boring. You think Joanna hears Garnet's death rag just playing in her mind all day while she thinks about what adventures Hilda could be having?
I mean, Hilda probably should get that built in. You know, for Steven, it was like he was overreacting, but Hilda could use a little more fear in her. But that'll never happen.
Can someone bless this child with fear?
Yeah, I mean, everyone gets a chance to shine in this season to become a little bit more of who they are. Between Frida becoming a witch, David at least getting a moment of confidence, and Twig getting his family moment, and Alfred getting, established among his own people. Then we end very strangely with a twist that, if you read the comics, you already saw coming, but otherwise just is really out of left field, and honestly doesn't totally thematically connect to the rest of the season. Like, Hilda becoming a troll isn't really a consequence or a reflection of any of her journey, right?
It's obviously a setup for the next season, or the movie, I should say.
Right, that's to me the only thing it actually was. It was just, please guarantee that we get a third season of this show.
Yeah, that's the writers being like, Netflix, I swear to God.
I mean, the story could always be continued in graphic novel form, even if Netflix cancels it, but they probably knew they were getting the movie when they did that ending. Alright, well, that's us on Hilda Season 2. I'm definitely looking forward to the movie. Gotta see where this troll business goes. Until that movie comes out, though, I'm GC13.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm David. It's been a blast. Thanks for coming around.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Take a business card. Besides, they have to keep Kaisa free for the self-insert fanfiction.
Once again, Kaisa, I'm free on Thursday. But yeah.
I mean, I think we're all free on Thursday.